Hey everyone, what's going on? Joey Contino here, and currently we're at Spencer and Pacific Avenue because behind us is Bonelli's Market. It's a staple here. I think it was built in 1929. It's been on this corner for quite some time, and unfortunately, in the next few weeks, it is going to be demolished. And so I figured, well, let's go ahead, go inside, and document it for history, because I want future generations, as they're driving around that Wildwood, say, hey, what used to be here? And they can pull up a video and go, oh, that was here. And so today we're gonna go inside, document what it looks like on the inside and the outside, and explain what is coming here. Before we get started, make sure you subscribe, you turn on notifications, and you give this video a thumbs up. A special thank you out to my patrons on patreon.com. It's because of them we can make videos like this. If you want to support the channel and have your name at the end of the video, all you have to do is click the links in the description below. Anyway, let's get started. There is a very interesting history that I want to tell you about because it's one of those really cool Wildwood stories that I don't want to lose. So Bonelli's was created by John Bonelli. He graduated here in Wildwood and started his own butcher shop, not at this location, but instead behind me, this location here. He was here in 1929, ran it for a while, and across the street was an A&P. They wound up going out of business, and knowing that his shop was a little bit smaller, it was a corner store, it was small, but this one over here, better refrigerators, better equipment, and more space, he decided to buy that place and move in 1940. John Bonelli unfortunately died in 1969, and then his son Richard took over the entire property, introducing us to the old world Italian hoagie. Pastrami sandwich was to die for, and then of course, fresh meats, produce, etc. inside. Richard ran this place from 1969 up until 2014. Unfortunately, he was battling a cancer and this was too much, and so this place unfortunately closed, which left a lot of people really upset because the food was really fantastic. And the building has been vacant ever since. Though I do have to add in, at one point there was going to be a restaurant in there called Milkweed. Unfortunately, it just never happened, and so the building has just been sitting empty until a few months ago when the building, alongside with the old Wildwood, it was like a combination of planning and zoning boards next to it, sold. Which brings us to today. The old Bonelli's alongside the old Wildwood zoning and planning building is going to be demolished to make room for 11 condos and one commercial business right here on the first floor. Now, I brought you guys the blueprints a few weeks back. You go ahead and check it out here. It's very different than any other property we've seen on Pacific Avenue because the driveways are not in the front. Just how the layout is right now, there's a parking lot where you pull into, you go behind, and then back there, that's where the garages are going to be. So the front of this will be the actual condo with parking behind, and then they can exit right over there on Spencer Avenue. So let me show you what I'm referring to. So this building is going to be demolished. First floor, it's zoned for commercial. This will be obviously all connected going this way. This building will also be demolished. It's pretty empty inside. There really is nothing to look at. This will also be demolished. And as you head this way, this will be the driveway to kind of head back towards all of the garages. I believe this extends out to here. Many people don't realize there was actually a parking lot here because it was a city building or an island building. And you'll be able to kind of swing this way to get to your garage. And then it's one-way exit. So entrance here, exit going that way. Here are some shots of the back before we head in. They're going to be disconnecting the power very soon. And firemen are actually going to go inside and do some training, because anytime you've got a building like this that's going to be demolished anyway, you can let the local fire departments in to train. Here's the old sign, by the way. Bonelli's, home of the old world hoagie. I know a lot of people are going to be upset to see some of the old signs removed, and so I'm taking really good photos of everything so we have it for the history books. Inside, I do have to tell you, it's pretty much gutted. Remember, at one point it was going to be something, so inside really isn't much to look at, but we're documenting as much as we can. We have their world famous choice meats sign, which I feel like has been here since the 40s and just repainted over time. Their awnings are still up. Got their sign, which I'm not sure if anyone's going to save it. There's no more neon on it, so not much to save. Got the big windows. And this is the inside right now. It's hard to see. So what are we waiting for? Let's go ahead and head inside. Like I said before, there isn't much to see since things had already been gutted, and I mean, they're getting ready to demolish it. So everything that would have been inside that was useful has already been removed. Let's start our tour in the front door. Which, I have to remind you guys, this place has been empty for quite some time, and they started shelling it to get ready for something else, and there really isn't much to see inside. Remember, this was going to be made into something else, and so crews had came in here to pretty much rip out everything and build a new business. So take everything you see with the understanding that something beautiful was going to come here at one point, and now it's going to be demolished to make something even cooler, which, by the way, I have to say, I'm very excited for this project. It will make this section of Pacific Avenue look really, really fantastic. Let's start our tour in the front, which, interestingly enough, they have the stuff they used to make burgers with, you know? You put the meat down, you squish it down, and you've got your spatulas. Like I mentioned before, everything was ripped out with hopes that this could become a new business. Here you'll see some of the original cases with, believe it or not, a lot of the lettering still on here. French fries. This looks like this used to be up on the wall to hold stuff in. And back here, man, this was all rotted out, so it was ripped up. As I mentioned before, they were hoping to do something with it. You can see some of the original equipment here. This is where you would store like meats and freshly cut stuff. So like, for example, well, not now, there's no food or anything in that. I'm just gonna show you it, but it fell down. You've got carts. This is interesting for Abbott's. This building was just demolished. Literally, I would say 2 weeks before this video was filmed. Here's another prep area. You've got freezer underneath, a refrigerator, and they would store more stuff in here. This was for rotisserie chicken, which was really good here at one point. A lot of this equipment is actually still valuable, so I'm assuming they're going to sell this stuff off before, you know, demolishing the building. This, I don't know why this is in here. This is clearly a saw. I think someone wanted to save it, so they just kind of moved it in. Like I said before, they ripped up this stuff to be able to potentially save it. We'll make our way back to the front to share with you the other side, which these are old cases. Looks like the glass had been removed. I think these ones are going to be scrapped. But there used to be cases going down this way because the kitchen used to be back there. You see some of the plumbing has been removed. Got a sink to wash your hands in. This looks like this is all stuff from a building they're working on next door. So it looks like this was a storage unit for building supplies. See another case over here. I'm gonna make my way past this lift. As I mentioned before, there really isn't much to look at. You see the case information down here. I'm trying to see what year this was made. I don't see it right here. This was a warming case. See the heating coils underneath. Probably should have been wearing a mask to come in here, but... And now we're getting over to the stove and the ovens, which has just become really just a storage area, collecting a lot of dust. And I'm sure, once again, this stuff is probably worth a decent amount, so I'm sure they're going to sell this stuff off. Even scrap metal, it's got to be worth something. It's very eerie to still see pots and pans just sitting in place as though they closed for the day and getting ready to open up the next day. You see a sink over here has fallen down. I feel like just being in here and seeing the equipment the way that it is, you can kind of just feel the stories coming out. Because from before 1940, even to almost a decade ago, people came in here to get their food and they loved it. Pastrami, Old World, different sandwiches, chicken, you name it. Now it's just silent. And my whole thing is that I always wish that we could save history and the stories. Unfortunately, sometimes it's just things are too far gone, and it gets to a point to where this entire block pretty much needs to be redone. And while we are losing this, it's not like it was still an active business. It's been gone for quite some time. It's just the memory of it. That's why I want to record it, so that future generations can come back. They can look at this and go, oh, that was here. Oh, that looks so cool. That is this. And that way, the memories still live on. So let's explore the back half and then head out of here. As we move into the corner, you can see a water heater. I'm assuming this used to be a closet, a janitor closet, because you got the tub here and pipes. Then moving in, I'm assuming this is the bathroom. This is vacant. I'm kind of scared to open the door. Okay, let's see. Oh yeah, oh, that smells. That, my friend, smells. We're gonna close that. Which leads us to this window here, which I'm assuming used to be a spot where you could order food from. See the hinges? You can kind of open it on the outside, order the food from there. I mean, it's right in the kitchen, so it makes sense. Outside of this, the only thing left is this freezer, which is massive. It takes up a decent amount of the room. Keep closed at all times. I don't think we're freezing anything at this very moment. Oh, wow. What is going on in here? Okay, definitely didn't expect to see chairs. Oh, I don't want the door to close on me. These are a lot of random chairs, and like new chairs. There's shelving back there. This looks like glass. I don't know why there's so many of these. I feel like a business was getting ready to move in here, so they kind of put them in here for a little bit. Oh, and the pickles container. It's probably like the only original thing left. I don't think there's pickles in there, though. They left the tongs in there. Oh, that's funny. That is funny. There really is nothing else in here. That is bizarre. This is going to be the other entrance to that freezer. So when I get around this, a lot of water damage in here. Ooh. Yeah, that's just the other side. Nothing really to look at. And this I found very interesting because it has a lot of old like business cards. It's in Seashore Pepperidge Farm. So neat to see this. You've got an old receipt. Does it say 1953? Oh, well, that's really neat. Never see stuff like that. Up on this shelf, you have the old, ripped down to get a number, to be in line. And some old parts. And this stuff is clearly here for another building they're working on next door. But the sad thing to think about is I might be the last person to come through here before demolition starts, or if the fire department comes in and does trainings on the building, which sometimes when buildings are getting ready to be demolished, you can donate your building to the fire department where they'll come through and test their equipment. That way they're better prepared for other fires on the island. That involves, drilling through some of these old ceilings, going through the block, going through windows, and etc. So it's just really sad to think that I might be the last one. And the fact that this might be the last time this door will be locked and secured. This is everything, everyone. One final look. But I want to thank you guys for joining me. Let me know what you think about this place. Do you have a memory of it? Because a lot of people, at least it was outside filming, stopped me to tell me about their memories of this place. So let me know in the comment section below, and if you haven't done so yet, please subscribe, turn on notifications, and give this video a thumbs up. I'm Joey, as always. I'll see you on the beach, which is straight out that way. See you later. Bye.